Hey, greetings everybody. Welcome back to the 2020 Rewind. We are on episode 7, character 7 in this little mini series where I am taking a look at 20 more level 50 characters that I have on the City of Heroes Homecoming servers, the Excelsior Shard. This is number 7. This is my first corruptor of the bunch. Her name is Pandia. I think it's my first archery blast as well. She has archery, Dark Miasma, and a Dark Mastery. It might even be my first Dark Mastery build. On top of everything else, you've seen me run Dark Miasma before, so that's nothing new. But this build is really sort of a. I think it's unique, but it's also based upon a sort of a common theme that you'll see in many builds on the forums and such, and that is chasing a lot of recharge. So I definitely went sort of with that prototypical high recharge build, but the reason for it, I think, is what's going to make this unique. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mids build so you can see where I am coming from, because I think this is my coolest, most awesome corruptor I've built ever by what she does. She is just, pedal to the metal, balls to the walls, just attack and go for it. Crazy concept. So let's see what we've got here. Now, the main theme here is I'm actually going to kind of start backwards a little bit, and that is let's take a look at Dark Mastery and why I took it, because that'll explain the rest of what is going on here. So, Dark Mastery, you've heard me talk about Dark Mastery and Soul Mastery a little bit in the past, and I almost always, 99% of the time, lean for Soul Mastery. If I'm going for any sort of darkety, dark theme on a character, Soul Mastery is the way to go, at least in defenders and blasters and that sort of stuff. I love Soul. What is it? The Soul Storm, the Hold. I love the Soul Drain, the PBOE. Damage boost. It's just got a lot going for it. You can get the pet, etc. But the main thing, the main reason why you would ever go for Dark Mastery over Soul Mastery, at least on a Corruptor Defender, somebody squishy like that, is not because you want Dark Consumption, because Dark Consumption is hot trash with the glacially long recharge that it has. It's so long as to be useless. But the real reason you want to go with it is Oppressive Gloom. Now I know what you're thinking. What's he talking about? Oppressive Gloom. That power sucks, right? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the two side by side, just kind of give you the take here. If you take a look at Dark Mastery and Soul Mastery, they're only about 50% the same. So here they are. Here's Soul Drain is your damage boost for Corruptors Defenders on Soul Mastery. You have a similar power over here in Dark Mastery called Spirit Drain. The difference is range. Spirit Drain is ranged and it does less damage, minor damage, versus PB AoE, moderate damage. Aside from that, they're going to boost your damage. They're going to boost, I guess, accuracy to hit. I think it's probably going to be the same thing in game terms. They both have, your shield, Dark Embrace, Smash, Lethal, Negative, Toxic. Then things get different because at that point, everything, in my opinion, is superior on Soul Mastery. Power boost, who doesn't need PB? Power boost, boosting all your specials, your holds, your controls, your heals, whatever, right? Defenses, all that stuff. Power boost is awesome, and it's on a fairly short recharge that you can make it uh, not gonna say perma, but pretty close, right? Soulstorm, beautiful hold, probably the best hold in the game, does great damage. It's the coolest looking hold. And then you can always get a pet if you want with Summon Mistress. Meanwhile, over here on the Dark Mastery side, you've got the Hot Trash Dark Consumption, like I said, which is on this 6 minute, 10-minute recharge. I don't know, it's so long that even if you got it down to 3 minutes or whatever, why is it such a long recharge? Really, all it does is it doesn't do any good damage at all. It just adds endurance. And something like Power Sync is way better if you need endurance. If that's the reason you're taking Dark Consumptions, you need endurance. Go with Moo Mastery or whatever and get Power Sync. So that's not a good benefit. And then the only other thing you get is Soul Transfer, which is your self-res. Well, if you're building around the concept of you dying, then there's something wrong with your build that soul transfer is not going to be the answer to. So this is like a luxury, level 49 pick, you got nothing else to take. It's not the reason you would take a power set. So really, if you look at, just the other powers, you might as well just take Soul Mastery. So the only reason you want to take Dark Mastery on a Corruptor Defender in this example is because you want Oppressive Gloom. Now, what is Oppressive Gloom? Well, if you don't know, it's a toggle. So that's one kind of negative about it. It's going to drain some endurance. It damages yourself. So as you stand in melee range and are with this toggle activated, you're going to be damaging yourself, which is also another negative. So those two things already make it sound like this is insanity. Why would you then want Oppressive Gloom? Well, you want it because it does this faux disorient, right? It's going to stun anybody who comes near you. It's only a low mag stun, but it's still going to stun. And so it's kind of like a free control. You just have this aura on, and you're damaging anybody who, or sorry, you're stunning anybody who walks next to you. Now, how does that work with this build? And why is it sort of what I'm kind of building around? What is the main concept here? So, if you go with this idea that, hey, we want Oppressive Gloom because it is going to give us a mag 2 stun that I currently have it slotted for about 14-second duration. Let me zoom in on this so you can see it a little bit better. Right, we got a mag 2 stun, 14-second duration. That is not that great either, right? It's only going to stun minions. But in, the grand scheme of things, if you're standing in a spawn, half the targets are minions. So if half the targets are stunned, that means you're getting hit half as many times as you could be getting hit. You're still got to worry about your bosses and your lieutenants. But of course, that's not the only thing going for it, but it is going to help you mitigate damage and mez and control a whole bunch of dudes right off the bat because of that. Now, that's sort of the foundation of the concept here. So let's continue with this thought process, shall we? So we've got Oppressive Gloom. That's the main thing we want out of Dark Mastery. We get Spirit Drain because the damage boost is nice. You got Dark Embrace because that's going to give you some more smash lethal resist, some sort of shielding, which is going to team up with Shadow Fall from your secondary, which has energy, negative psionics, and fear damage resistance. So you have some decent, exotic damage resistance and some, solid smash lethal damage resistance between those two. But again, that's not really the reason why we want this. We want Oppressive Gloom. Now, how are we going to take advantage of this? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to team that up with Dark Miasma's wonderful Howling Twilight power. So here's Howling Twilight, right? And Howling Twilight, you see I've got it slotted to the gills, but the reason I'm slotting it, not necessarily for the damage that you see there, but again, this is another power that's going to stun. You saw me use this with my my dark, who the hell was it? My controller, Phobos, was using this. I've also used it this way with Dark Current, my triple or quadruple D there, my DDS Dark Soul Defender. I'm using Howling Twilight as a weapon. So here it is. It's got a Mag 2 stun as well. So this Mag 2 stun will stack with the Mag 2 stun from Oppressive Gloom to give me Mag 4. Now the durations on my mags right now are about 14 seconds over here in Oppressive Gloom. And Howling Twilight stun is about 15 seconds. So let's say the two of them together, about 15 seconds of Mag 4 stun potential. That is, minions, lieutenants, and bosses are all stunnable now with these two powers. Howling Twilight is an auto hit, so you're gonna get the Mag 2. And then your Oppressive Gloom does have an accuracy check, so you're not guaranteed to stun bosses, but you're pretty much guaranteed to stun all your minions, a bunch of lieutenants, and probably the bosses if you have some decent accuracy, which I do because I'm also running tactics on this build. So my to hit buff is going to be pretty strong constantly. So I'm going to be getting those Mag 4 stuns with these two powers. This will also clue you into why did I chase so much recharge, because I really want Howling Twilight up as often as I can. It's on a 60-second timer recharge right now, down from 180, right? And that's not even with, do I even have hasten clicked yet? No. Let me click hasten. Now we're down to 50 seconds, and that duration is like 15. So I'm really going to be down about 35 seconds of not Howling Twilight stunning people. So I've got lots of stunnable potential for a decent duration. Once you're taking on +4 bosses and that sort of thing, these durations are going to be only a few seconds, right? You're not going to be stunning bosses for 15 seconds unless you do then what I did, which is the other reason I went with Oppressive Gloom, Howling Twilight combo, lots of recharge, is let's take a look, zoom out of this for a second, and we're going to take a look at my incarnate choices right away. So move this up. I think you know where we're going here. Scoot this down. Check it out. We grabbed Clarion, right? And Clarion is like power boost. It has a plus special to it. So if we go ahead and watch our durations here for our stun, it should boost this one. Yep. So it takes the 15 second stun on Howling Twilight and turns it into 27 seconds. Similarly, it's going to do the same thing over here with Oppressive Gloom. So I swap over to Oppressive Gloom. I'm sitting here with a 14, almost 15-second stun mag 2. Clarion is activated. I'm now up to 20 seconds. So I got a 20-second stun mag 2 sitting here. I've got a 27-second stun mag 2 sitting over here. So again, these two things are stacked for about mag 4, 20 seconds or more between the two of them. Me just standing in melee and throwing Howling Twilight on the group that is next to me. Boom, I've got mag 4 stun, several seconds on bosses at this point, which can give me lots of time to start tearing them apart. But again, I'm not done with that. So check this out. I also went with control core embodiment, because control core is going to give you, click on this, it gives you the chance for the +1 magnitude on all of your controls. So I'm going to have another potential mag 1 stun coming out from control core. So I pop this over. The control core adds a mag 1 10-second stun with a 33% chance. So if you put that together with the other stuff now, Howling Twilight is going to have the initial stun of mag 2 for 27 seconds, and then I have an additional mag 1 stun for 10 seconds with a 33% chance. And that same thing is applying over here to Oppressive Gloom. You've got the mag 2 just standing in the aura for 20 seconds, and then another stun 1, mag 1 stun for 10 seconds from your control core embodiment hybrid power. So now you're looking at a mag 6 stun that I can stack pretty easily. I don't want to say all the time, but I'm going to be stacking anywhere between 2 and 6 stun nonstop left, right, and center on anybody within melee range of me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, melee range, aren't you playing a Corruptor? Like, why would you be building that? That's ridiculous. Is it ridiculous? Is it? Here's how I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm going to go ahead and I went ahead and grabbed fold space. I think you really know where I'm going here now, right? Check this out, home dogs. Scoot this down. So remember, I'm running this aura. I've got Howling Twilight ready. I've got Control Hybrid. I've got Clarion. I'm going to go ahead and fold space, right? I can sit here and suck a whole big group of foes right on top of me. Soon as they land, they're going to land right in Oppressive Gloom. And as a matter of fact, as they're teleporting over, I've already queued Howling Twilight to fire as soon as they get in range. So I sit here and go, fold space, activate. That power clicks. They're teleporting over. They arrive right next to you, or sometimes I'll jump up in the air and get them to fall a little distance. You'll see this in the solo strategy. So as they're falling and dropping, that they don't animate. Like, from what I can tell, it gives you another couple seconds. So as they're falling down from where you just jumped up and teleported them down, you Howling Twilight have that sucker queued up. So as soon as they get within, your Howling Twilight range, is right over your head, boom, you hit them with that next mag 2, mag 3, depending on if your control hybrid fires. So they're dropping already into your Mag 2, Mag 3 Oppressive Gloom, already holding a Mag 2, Mag 3 stun. So boom, as soon as they land, they're stunned all over the place. Don't know what to do with themselves. And before they even land, I've already dropped a tar patch right where I want them because that's going to debuff their damage resistance 30%. So you'll see this as a strategy. I'm going to drop tar patch, get the damage resistance ready to get lowered. That's like right in front of me or right behind me, right on top of me. I'm going to then fold space. And as soon as they're fold space, I'm going to hit Howling Twilight. They're going to fall. They're going to land in Oppressive Gloom, stunned right in my tar patch. And then the other reason I'm going for the high recharge on this build is, and the other reason why you see so few attacks is because I'm just going to keep lather, rinse, repeating with Rain of Arrows. I've got that sucker down to, so I'm at 165 recharge pre-enhancement diversification. Anyway, the recharge on Rain of Arrows is 22 seconds. Let me pop that out. So every 22 seconds, I can drop another Rain of Arrows down. So that's going to be 2-3 times per, well, probably 2 because they'll be dead by that time. So as soon as they land, right, Howling Twilight's been clicked, boom, they fall. I then Rain of Arrows drop it like, danger close right on top of myself. Bam. And then I just slam them with Explosive Arrow next, which is sitting here on a 6-second recharge. Bam. And then if they're still kicking, you hit them with Fistful of Arrows. That's your cone attack. That's at a recharge of 2.85 seconds. Then the only other attack I've got is my aim shot, my single target, which is plunk away at a boss, right? So I'm just going to sit here and just unleash Rain of Arrows, Explosive Arrow, Fistful of Arrows, aim shot over again on these guys. They're all just landing next to me, stunned, debuffed of damage resistance. The Explosive Arrow has a knockdown, a knockback to knockdown proc in it. Howling Twilight, I threw her a chance for resistance debuff, and that sucker, let me shut the pop-up window here. I've got the chance for resistance debuff sitting here in Howling Twilight for Annihilation. I grab the Ragnarok set that has a chance for knockdowns. The other funny thing is as they're teleporting over, you hit them with Howling Twilight, they do a flop up in the air. Again, I've showed you this with my Phobos controller build. I was doing the very same thing with him. I've got the chance for knockdown sitting there. So I got a knockdown chance sitting in Explosive Arrow. I got a knockdown chance sitting here in Howling Twilight. Rain of Arrows, like I said, I don't have anything special other than the Malice of the Corruptor Superior set chance for energy damage on there. Fistful of Arrows, did I put anything else special in there? Just the PB AoE plus Endurance. So nothing, super procky on that one. But, I'm just going to throw these AoEs on top of whatever that gets near me. Oh, and then I can also, when they land, Spirit Drain to boost my damage, right? Because this is what this power is going to do. So Spirit Drain is going to give you a damage boost. It's going to give you a hit boost. All right, you're going to get another 6%, whatever it is, damage on top of everything else that you're doing. Plus their debuffed resistance from both the Tar Patch and from the Howling Twilight's chance for damage resistance. All right. And I also threw in the Absolute Amazement chance to hit debuffing sitting here in Oppressive Gloom. So not only to be stunned, I've got a chance for this to proc a minus 7.5% to hit debuff. Because don't forget, that's really what what Dark Miasma is about, is minus to hit, which I haven't even talked about yet, but there, I've got that sitting in my Oppressive Gloom. So when they do land, they're stunned, they're getting knocked up in the air, they're getting their resistance debuff, they're getting their to hit debuff, because I've also thrown Darkest Night on them at some point while they're sitting there, depending on how tough these foes are, right? Darkest Night's going to throw another to hit debuff of 35%. So with that in Oppressive Gloom, I'm looking at 40, 42, 45% to hit debuffing. They've got damage debuff from Darkest Night as well. And if I don't have these powers on recharge to teleport with Fold Space, or maybe it's a little bit too risky to pull a group because maybe there's multiple groups in the area and I want to Fold Space and aggro 6 groups on me, I can always open from range with a combination of Fearsome Stare. Right, so Fearsome Stare, anybody who's played any sort of Dark Miasma knows Fearsome Stare, or Dark Control, same idea. This has a nice, fear component to it, so it's Mag 3 Fear, With Clarion, it's up to 43 seconds. Plus, you got the control hybrid, give you another mag 1. So I can do like mag 4 spheres on people from range. But the other real thing I want it for is the minus to hit. So I can open up from range with Fearsome Stare, then drop Darkest Night at range, minus 35, 36 there, right? So add those two together. 36 plus I got the 27. That's 63% minus to hit with just those two powers. I can then drop the tar patch on them, wander into melee with oppressive gloom gold. There's another 7.5% debuff, and then just start raining arrows, explosive arrows, or just stay at range, rain of arrows, explosive arrows. Oh, Howling Twilight's back up. I go hit him with that. Howling Twilight, that also has a minus to hit, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a resistance debuff because of my proc that I threw in there. The, what is that, the damage debuff? Or that's the recharge debuff on its 50%. The regen debuff, the slow debuff. It's got a fear component, right? It's got a stun component. I thought it also had minus to hit on it as well. Let me just double check on it. Nope, it doesn't have minus to hit. Oh well. But anyway, it's got tons of other debuffery that it can unleash. Again, if you play Dark Miasma, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are playing Dark Miasma and are not slotting Howling Twilight as a weapon or using it as a weapon and only reserving it as a res, I'm sorry, you're doing it wrong. Okay, Howling Twilight is one of your most potent weapons you have as a Dark Miasma, controller, corruptor, defender, mastermind, whatever. If you got it, use it as a weapon. So anyway, check it out. That is really what the strategy is all about. It's going to be relying on the stuns, kind of focusing around, building around Oppressive Gloom, which on its own, Oppressive Gloom is not a great power. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a great power. And if I wasn't going along with this whole stun idea, I would have went Soul Mastery and I wouldn't have it anyway. But I'm like, you know what? I want to make this usable. I want to make this fun and interesting. And this character turns out to be super exciting, super fun. I only have fold space on a couple of characters. Phobos was one of them. If you haven't seen the Phobos video yet, you need to like and subscribe to this channel so then you know what the hell I'm talking about. Because my dark controller I just did, I think it was episode 4? 5? I don't know. 5, I think it was. He was a beast, okay? And he was using fold space like a monster. So anyway, check it out. That's a good video for you. It'll kind of give you the 411 about what I'm trying to do here. But with this character, I'm going to play him or her very aggressively, especially on teams. I like teams. Hey, I'm got fold space. I'm going to be dropping stuff on top of us because I don't really fear it, right? I've got Bang, Oppressive Gloom, and Howling Twilight. As long as I have, that ready or Fearsome Stare ready, I'm going to be folding space and dropping stuff on us. And then, excuse me. And then as soon as I do, they're going to catch a rain of arrows right in the throat. And the cool thing about Rain of Arrows is this takes a few seconds for it to actually animate and do the damage. So while those arrows are arcing up and coming down, I'm blasting them with explosive arrows. So they're going to take a double whammy right in a row. And then you throw Scourge from the Corruptor on top of anybody who's, heavily damaged at that point. Scourges can be flying as well. Beyond that, the build is pretty much geared towards a lot of recharge. If I go ahead and pull up my totals for you, you can see that I've got 90% recharge just with all my slotting. Click hasten, I'm at 160. So this is like permadom levels of recharge. So I went ahead and chased a bunch of recharge, but I don't feel like I really sacrificed too much in order to get it. I don't have great defenses, right? I'm only in the teens and 20s. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. My, resistances aren't that great either, but I'm not built to be a stand in the middle and tank type of things, right? I'm not building this character to like I had with my Defender Dark Current, where I'm essentially like an off tank. I can sit here and debuff the bejesus out of things and just stand there, go toe to toe with like an AV and not really worry about it. I'm not building that way at all. I'm building as just a destructing garbage disposal, right? I am just sucking things in and just shooting them up as soon as they get there. Just go, 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 kill, 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 blast, blast, blast. Very aggressive, very high speed kind of a concept is what I was going for. which of course is always going to be its Achilles heel, right? Because I get some minus recharge thrown on me, that's going to cause a problem. I get stunned or mezzed or whatever myself, that's going to cause me a problem. I get a bunch of minus defense or something thrown on me, that's going to cause a problem. I got a bunch of people range attacking me, that's going to cause a problem. It's not as bad as some of my other builds where, man, I have like no range protection. Like with Venom Kiss, my other controller I just ran, that was one of the problems she had. She's a very, local control, PB AoE, melee kind of stuff. No defenses really to speak of for stuff outside of that area. So she was in a lot of trouble whenever stuff from AoEs and range attacks were coming. This character's got a bit more because I can always throw a Darkest Night out there and debuff, a group of enemies at range. I can always, fearsome stare a group of enemies that's out there that's shooting me. So I've got ways to mitigate the damage at range. But mostly, I kind of want to get him in close and I want to just chew him up. And this build is really cool on a team where you got some sort of tank or brute or something like that who's going in there kind of first, and you're like a second or 2 seconds behind them. They're going in there, they're taunting, they're pulling stuff on them. Got to watch out a little bit, from any sort of PB AoE enemy stuff, like let's say freak tanks that are using like their stun clap or whatever they do. You gotta watch out for that a little bit. So give it a second or two, but then get in there, and you can either pin them down with fearsome stare on the way in, drop Darkest Night if you're a little bit nervous. But as soon as you get in there, bang, start unloading, fold space, and murder. All right, I think that's all I want to say about the build. Beyond that, it's a bunch of recharge, a bunch of sets you've probably seen before, so nothing super crazy to talk about here. It's better to just kind of see it in the actual game. All right, we'll catch you in the solos. Peace out.